is another dimension.
Bob Charles.
Oh, yeah, you got the Bob Charles Show right here at www.kinetichifi.com.
In over 100 countries.
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into...
Bob Charles.
The secret of the technology used in the crystal skulls has still not been unraveled.
Bob Charles.
Don't forget, it's our world. Start taking care of it. It's time to think for yourself.
Bob Charles.
Open your heart to reality and to all the misinformation you hear. Just say no.
Get your dose of the Bob Charles Show 7 times a week.
Listen close. Hey, Jamie. Yeah, man. I'm just walking. I'm still in my own world. Give me a minute. Hang on.
Really.
Okay.
No, I was doing the music and everything else up, and it was funny and everybody on the chat box net loved it. The things that there were some of the reasons why I was using this type of music, and I'll give it to you this week. Did you go over the list that's in the blog that I sent you of all the guests that are going to be on this week?
Yes, sir. I got through most of it.
I mean,
that's impressive, man.
Just to do like a 90-second sweep through those guests, you can see like the ones I have on tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking. She's probably took the most amazing journey, working and writing about Earth energies, retrieving ancient knowledge and technology, which is now being returned to planet Earth. That's what this woman does. Judith Kusel, Kusel. Then there's Karen Hooties, who was a former senior counsel to the World Bank and is now coming on my show to be a whistleblower.
Yeah, I'll have to talk to you about something off air, of course. You'll find it interesting.
I
don't mean to tease you, folks, but
no.
We'll talk about it another time.
He whispers in my ear, and then I splurted out all over the place.
We'll see on that one, baby.
You know how it is, yeah. But then there's Jill Matson, her name is, and she does modern healing using ancient sounds.
All of these great modalities are becoming even more effective and accepted. And, all of these aspects have been here, but it's great that we're tapping back into, like your other guests, the language of light, the language of the universe.
Right.
And so many different facets, kind of like, the prism, all these different reflection aspects or different frequencies is giving us all a chance through our own unique modalities to kind of, encompass the whole basic spectrum there so that each one of us can add that tool to it. And I think that's becoming, at least for myself as well, learning those tools and techniques that can work for us. What is it? Is it language of light? Can you do that? Do you want to feel, the ability to just know things, to interact, to integrate? And speaking of that, I'd love to talk to you about other dimensional U's.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We were just talking about that last night. Was it last night? Yeah, yesterday.
Is this great timing?
Sometimes I get mixed up in all the guests. But we were talking about that, and we were talking about different dimensions and all the places that they are. I was talking to, Charlie Chaplin's son's wife.
Okay.
So that's pretty heavy. She's a spiritualist person, and she believes in, the universe, the people who are here right now among us that come from another time, another place. A couple of places that are in France, that is actually a dimension whole. And this has been known for a long time. I mean, I read all over the place. I did every kind of research you can possibly think of, and I looked for these monuments that are supposed to be these dimension things, right?
Right.
It is mentioned all over the place. Just, it's hidden in plain sight.
And so are you getting these from the everyday avenues of information, or is this the insight of spiritual awareness for you?
Well, but I roll it into a ball in a sense, because I'm serious. All of these things, I mean, this is just like you. I mean, when somebody says something to you, it just validates, what you're saying.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, this is validation is half. Is like that's the satisfaction part of your job.
And isn't it when it's around us enough? It is so subtle. Most people don't pay attention, or they don't connect.
Exactly. So what we're talking about now, this is what she didn't know, but knew parts of. I told her, she said only certain people can touch. Anything can, in other words, if they touch the thing in that further dimension, only some of them, of course, they go to the other dimension without their bodies. But when they do that, the problem or the thing that happens is only certain people can. And I said, well, the reason certain people can is because there's only certain people that their frequencies have risen far enough up to be able to touch that dimension.
Yeah, or both, right? It touches us like we're touching it.
Exactly.
So I guess I'm one of those weirdos. Like, holy cow. Nice to be able to share without thinking it's too crazy.
No. It's
Bob,
it's real.
and when you finally start to experience, even for me doing this my whole life, you're having some of these things going, holy cow, I know I'm not a nut job, but I just saw another me. And not only that, and just it's kind of an effortlessly merging into these other frequencies. And when that have you ever seen another dimensional you? For me, I have seen it once in my life. That was pretty amazing. You want me to share real quick, or I'd rather hear yours if you got yours first, man?
No, well, mine, of course, I was a dead guy, so I mean, what do you, what do you know?
I think we're all doing mediumship right now, anyhow, so we're good.
But right. But the funniest part about the whole thing was, I'll tell you what validated the whole thing. When I went for the original, I had to get the original police report of the accident. Now this is like 10 months, 11 months later or something. I get ridden up to the New York police, station that's up there and that. And I said to them, I need an original, thing of this. Well, they had the pictures and they had the whole 9 yards, and you get this little packet of stuff, So okay, we get home, we're pulling out the pictures and everything else, and all the reports and everything else. And they come out with this picture, and I went, my whole life went through my feet.
Why,
I saw the exact picture, only I wasn't looking at the picture.
Wow. How was that merging? You like that one?
That shocked the hell out of you. I'm serious.
See, and when you can get it solid enough on an outside experience, this is something that information is someplace else. Not just, it's an inner journey and it's all speaking to you. Well, it is, but man, you've got to balance. And I think, like I do, thank goodness a lot more of us, I'm lazy. I don't want to have to keep dying to have these spiritual experiences and resume into this physical body. Let's integrate it, man. Yeah. Here we go. Now I'm just going cosmic instead of dimensional, dropping off and coming back. But that expansion, contraction type of thing really gets it even more fully. And so I guess within that, then, I'm just going to ramble on.
No, go. You were going to go on the dimension thing, and that was, really, if anybody's been listening to this show for the last 3 days, we have one way or the other, or breezed through, or talked about, or defined dimension, the word dimension and what it actually means, and what is happening right here on this planet, and where it's happening right here on this planet. That was pretty good.
Yeah. Well, see, and isn't it great that you seem to be selecting the guests and others coming to you on 3 days of this, and you're getting the all-around information on this dimensional frequencies and the other dimensional use. I'm like, man, let's just land right into the other one. I
gotta be honest though, it's pure luck.
Yeah, lucky.
It is.
Yeah, I agree.
It is pure luck. We don't. There is no like this guest here is going to be here and put A where B is, and no, we don't do that. It's just like the guests themselves. This is how it happens. I'll tell everybody out there, because I know a lot of people out there net too write me emails now about like, where did I find you, for instance. They say the guy's great and this and that and the other thing. Where did you get him from? Hey, look. This is what happens. We send the guest a whole bunch of dates. And it's like this. Pick one. And that's what they do. They put themselves in the order. We don't.
Yep. And we try to get as much as we can. So thank you, Bob.
See?
That's an opening. I'll take it.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Well, no. You're on.
That's what you get for making such a beautiful home for all of these people. Yeah. I'm honored. Thank you for inviting me into your home too, man.
Well, but you were out of let me see, Washington D.C. on the 16th and 25th, I think. I believe that's it. I could tell you in like 2 seconds. The 18th and 25th.
Thank you. I'm like,
no problem.
And what are you even talking about?
I'm quick. You were gonna talk about dimensions.
Yeah, I'm like, boo! I'm like, what? Okay. So anyhow, it's I think it was probably around maybe 20 years ago, and back then, didn't have quite a bunch of money, so I was always riding my 10-speed. Looked great all the time, man, but I didn't date so easily. And so I'm riding around. I had just come back from the gym, and it was a cold winter evening. Winter evening, that was weird. Yeah, it had just come from that cold winter morning where I had just come back from the gym, and it was an apartment. So as I was coming into the apartment, we had, you open the door, and right there, the elongated living room, and then the little area to the left is the kitchen, and then straight ahead off to the right is the little dining room area. So I'm walking through, and as I get to the place where the living room and the dining room are connecting, off at a 45-degree angle to my left is the kitchen area. Well, as I'm standing right at that pivot point there and I'm looking into the kitchen, all of a sudden this warmth, and again, for me it always seems to be a warmth, like at 5 years old when Jesus appeared, boom, it was a warmth. It's always not chilly willies, it's the warmth. So within that, all of a sudden, I'm standing there in my sweats, I got my shoes and everything else on, and I'm looking into the kitchen, and there's another me, an identical me, but only wearing shorts and wiping a dish, drying a dish with a towel and looking at me, smiling. I'm like, what the? And so instantly, my thought, like I'm looking at you, my sight went into you looking at me, and then me looking at you, boom, and back. And then poop, disappeared. And I'm like, whoa, that was emerging. That was huge. Yeah. I didn't quite know all of the dynamics, but because it was like I'm looking at you, it was that real. It was that solid. And it was not a reflection because I was in sweats and shoes and all that. This other me was in like blue PE shorts, like the old high school shorts, just standing there drying a dish. And it was not a communication. Nothing was had. I was just experienced. I went through their vision, apparently my vision, into that one. And then another one, coming back to me, almost like a completion of the oneness. Now, here's something, because I don't, I'm always the oddball with the experiences. I don't know, Bob, if you've talked to anyone that's maybe had a circumstance like this.
What? You mean seen themselves?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. I'm taking it a step further, though. This is one that's happened probably 5 months ago, and that is, the alternate realities, the other interdimensional us's. What I have never known before is, with this dynamic of, universal us's and interdimensionals, do we all have the same master guides? Apparently, no.
No.
Apparently, from my experience, because I'm like, okay. I was standing in the gym, and I'm just talking to this person, and all of a sudden, it was an energy push, a master guide. My master guide is Chi. My master guide that I know is there, and he's standing there. However, there's another master guide energy on my frequency of my soul pattern, apparently, that comes right in, connects with me, tells me that he's the other interdimensional me's master guide, and then pew, just goes right off. And I'm like, what? Huh? So at least to my awareness, because I thought, well, dang, everything's unified, so more than likely if it's an interdimensional, more than likely, might not have the same master guide type of thing or others. But apparently from that, there are different ones, but yet they unify on the dimensional frequencies. And what I mean by that is, for me, in some of these psychic aspects as well that I do, I will use the insight of other interdimensional me's, meaning I'm able to kind of bridge that gap to a certain extent of our conscious recognition to go, okay, so if this person, if I'm reading for someone, if they're going to make this choice in this potential direction, I can pull one of these other click points of me and go, okay, if you make this choice, here's most likely what you're going to get. If you use this choice, here's most likely what you're going to get. Now, the interesting thing is, because I'm still trying to figure it out, but I think I've got it. So, as I'm standing here, say like you're just standing straight ahead. Before me are each beam of light like an interdimensional me. So each reality of that Jamie in that dimension is, like a beam of white light that's going across before me. For whatever reason, my conscious energy, my white beam of soul print light for me went in, and it, in a way, it fused. It's like it swam through all of the other dimensional me's from my conscious recognition. And what she was letting me know is, now it's the unification of effectiveness, meaning I'm able to the best of my ability, pull from however many of those dimensional frequencies that I've just now merged on, and I believe there was at least 10, something right around there. And so for each one, it's now going to become a more quick, effective assessment. And basically it's all mental, so it's instantaneous. However, from that, instead of having to necessarily call for a particular dynamic of a choice, it's like I can use this as a book print from the other interdimensional me's with one question that unique, effective, most aligned interdimensional me of that reality, of that person's choice, will stand out straight. And I'll be like, okay, so here's the strongest aspect of if you make this choice, this is what's more than likely going to happen. But as I'm rambling here, because
I was going to say, do you have a second? I think I have somebody on the phone.
Please, yes, sir.
Are you on the phone? Hello. Hello, phone person.
Hello.
Hi. There you go. Speak up a little bit.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. You're on the Bob Charles Show. You have Jamie. Jamie.
What's up, my dear? How can we assist you?
Yes, I wanted to find out 2 questions. When I'll find another place to live.
When you'll find another place to live. What's your name?
Right. Lynn.
Lynn.
Lynn, instantly, as soon as you're saying that, again, if you need to have it, I'm sure you'll find it immediately. However, I feel like, there might be a push energy that you might have to find a place to live. And within 3 months or sooner, I hope that you already have a choice. However, I kind of feel like your energy's going out there, but maybe not, things are solidified yet. But there is an aspect where either somebody knows you or they know of you, or, if that's an opportunity, they might go, Lynn, if you ever want a place to stay, you can just hang out with me and enjoy. There's this effective new direction, but it's not solidified yet. So to me, are you already ready to move? Or are you just in the thought stage? Are you just thinking about it?
No, I'm ready.
Okay, because I kind of get that push energy, like 3 months or sooner. So it doesn't mean that you have to live with other people. However, in an interesting way, I kind of feel like for you to move into a new location is literally like moving into the rest of, the newness of your life.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know what I mean? Okay, because you're a very loving person. You're very spiritual. You're a very strong healer. You're very gracious, too. I like that. Always keep the humbleness. But also within that, it's, the old adage, sometimes you got to move away to find yourself. And now your energy's starting to extend that you're like me. You're going to help people because you can and because you choose to. That's the beauty of it. But also the universe is always trying to set us up for success as well. So if we can just, assist others and assist ourselves the best that we can, then we can start to allow the good things to come in more effectively with and through other avenues of people. And basically, I feel like you're bringing in some new people that are coming in. I kind of feel like you're a very private person. Even though I'm sure you're amazing with people, I don't feel like you hang out with a lot of people. Does that make sense, Lynn?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. You've got a very contemplative energy. That's a good thing, not a bad thing. When I get that, usually it's like, nope, somebody on the inside, good, you got that self-realization, and where are we going from here? What's your other question?
How can I stay more heart-centered? I feel where I'm living, it's draining my energies. And so how do I stay more heart-centered and then enable myself to manifest more from my heart?
Excellent. And at the moment, apparently you're in an area or in a place that you need to consistently have that. Understandable. So if you're not going to be able to move now, we're not going to wait for other things to change around it to make us more heart-centered. We are going to change it instantly from within, no matter where we are, there we are. So within that energy, what I would love for you to think about doing is, from the heart center of your beingness, your heart chakra, see a pure white light star. This intent that is within this pure white light star is unconditional love, happiness, empowerment, clarity, and interconnectedness with life itself. As you feel that loving, powerful, compassionate energy, now let that star expand out through your beingness, perfectly circular, pushing every energy that's a lower frequency out. Now completely pushing anything leaving you crystal clean and clear in the white light, extending it out into the room that you're in, pushing it out, only leaving the pure white light within the room, within the house, within the yard, within the neighborhood, and so on. Take that inner light from within and expand it outward. Too many of us might do this, and I'm surrounded in the white light, and in the back of your mind, you're like, man, I hope I didn't trap something in here. Woo-wee! So I cover that base to go inner dimensions, outer dimensions. I do implosions, inner dimensions, and explosions, outer dimensions. Not, well, I'm the oddball. I always think of that inner journey because we have inner chakras like we do outer chakras. So I just kind of unify that as one-dimensional pattern. So from then, now you are walking in the white light. Now, no matter where you go, you are always surrounded, comforted, and empowered by the white light. And others will feel it, know it, and be it just by being in your presence. And then anything else that you would like to do. And within that, you want more heart-centered thoughts. Come from the heart. What would make you feel better? If you want to take a visualization where you can walk down the street and give each person a $100 bill, or if you can go down the street and say something beautiful to everyone, what? Anything that you would like to do. The training and discipline is just to get on that frequency and then keep hanging out on that frequency. And the more that you're on that love, heartfelt, centered chakra energy, the more you'll bring similar experiences that vibrate similar to the heartfelt, loving energy. That's what I'm saying is I feel like you're very loving and you're very gracious for everyone. Now it's going good. Always be good for others. Now it's time for you as well. And you're not negating or leaving behind, but the more energy, love, compassion, and attention you give you, the more you can give to others even more effectively and effortlessly.
Okay.
Does that
Can
help
I
you
ask
some?
one quick question?
Yeah, I hope so.
No, sure you can. Go ahead. Give it a shot.
Lynn?
Yeah.
Lynn, you said, can I have one more question? I said, go ahead.
Oh, okay. It wasn't clear. My arm. I fell and injured my arm, and I just wanted to figure out how long before it's finally going to be better.
I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose. Yeah. Let's, because that happened in the past month or so, didn't it?
Like about a week ago Thursday.
Yeah, so the past month or so. Okay. Just pushing your button. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I do feel like you're a little stiff right now. It seems to take a little longer. I hope it's not your upper shoulder too, but for some reason I get an upper shoulder click with that. So if it's just like, your lower forearm, in a weird way, good. But it kind of encompasses more of just a little area there. So within that, it's also kind of an aspect of the off balance. So many of us are trying to balance things that we get so good at being good for others and not ourselves, we tend to get a little off balance. So not that that's the only thing. However, as you're starting to redefine yourself metaphysically, physically your body will realign as well. So with these thought aspects of what you're doing through the self-realization, I do feel like within a month or sooner, okay, I hope it can be instantly gone if we're in the right frame of mind. But I feel like whatever the achy, deep, irritating thing is, I feel like that will have subsided tremendously, or you will have pretty much completely, if not all, of your strength and effectiveness back. I feel like it's an achy kind of a thing in the shoulder. Does that make sense?
Well, it's an elbow, actually.
Okay, let's make sure that we just don't tweak the shoulder. Okay, so within that, I do feel like within a month or sooner, shoulder, elbow apparently within that, which is kind of interesting that elbow is the bending of two different directions that are unifying. So basically a little bit more symbology is, as you're going down this path of life and the spiritual energy, that ability to balance things more effectively will result in, a little more flexibility, a lot less irritation on the inflammation thing.
Terrific.
Cool.
Thank you so very, very much.
You're welcome, my dear. Hang in there, Lynn. It's nice to talk with you.
Thank you.
All righty. Now, we are going to take a little bitty break, so just hang out, go get a drink of water or whatever else. Yeah, when we come back, I'm going to tell you about one of the guests that I'm going to have on that's probably lives in your backyard.
Cool.
You're going to love this. So anyway, to everybody out there, Annette, I just want to tell everybody, listen, don't move. No, not you either. Don't move out of your chair, because it is going to be so cool what's coming up.
America's wounded warriors, sometimes coming home can be a battle in itself. Every one of them needs our support to meet the challenges they face every day. The USO provides Americans a way to offer that support to our wounded warriors and their families. Join us. Visit USO.org to learn how you can make a difference in their lives. The USO, until everyone comes home.
Oh my God!
Hello?
Dad, somebody's in the house.
Oh my gosh! Run in line, call 911.
Forget that. I want to spray him in the face with this pepper spray I got from Palmetto Protection Products. It looks like lipstick. He'll never know it hit him. Take that! That should teach you, you thieving, no good lowlife.
Palmetto Protection Products has everything you need to protect yourself. Everything from cleverly disguised pepper sprays to affordable home and office alarm systems, Palmetto Protection Products can provide you with all the resources you need to scare away the bad guy. Start protecting you and yours today by visiting PalmettoProtectionProducts.com. That's PalmettoProtectionProducts.com. Palmetto Protection Products. Safety, security, peace of mind.
Casting around the world.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension.
Bob Charles.
Oh, yeah, you got the Bob Charles Show right here at www.kinetichifi.com.
In over 100 countries.
You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into...
Bob Charles.
The secret of the technology used in the crystal skulls has still not been unraveled.
Bob Charles.
Don't forget, it's our world. Start taking care of it. It's time to think for yourself.
Bob Charles.
Open your heart to reality and to all the misinformation you hear. Just say no.
Get your dose of the Bob Charles Show 7 times a week.
We're bringing Charleston to the world. This is KineticHiFi.com.
Oh, baby. Unbelievable.
That wind was blowing again. Tell me that's part of the song, right?
I don't know.
I wonder if anyone else is hearing it, because I just kept hearing this.
You think?
I'm like, ooh, it's back.
I'll find out. Hold on.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right, thank you for my listening pleasure. Oh, God. Hey, I learned to appreciate those times. No one else heard it good. That's okay. I'm good. That's the music of my soul, baby. You know what I'd love to do is hey, John, if you're out there.
John's down there. He's saying no wind down under.
Yeah, well, I was going to go for a joke there, but I won't. There's an aspect. John, hey, if you have any insight about these interdimensional us's and master guides, if there's anything there, because you've got a tremendously well-versed awareness about that. So I'd love to hear from you. You know, I'm like, but that's the thing is, even when other people have not had that, I have no choice but to hold true to what I've experienced, going, no, you know, yeah, sounds crazy and all that kind of stuff, but it's amplified. And what I think is happening, at least in my case, is, like I was saying earlier, is I don't have to die to have these experiences of the, you know, universal oneness and the expansion and the interdimensional me's and all of these things. And I'm having these, and then I'm coming back into this physical body. So now this physical vehicle, this body, is holding each one of those vibrational frequencies of that experience within it. So now it just amplifies my physical body even more. So, you know, in its own way, raises the vibration. Well, then it raises the vibration of my literal energy of the soul. Not only that, you know, interesting, but raising my energy, making it lighter, kind of literally is translated into me losing about 20 pounds over the past 3 months.
Oh, so, ouch.
Body and mind are one. You know, it's interesting. It's just been kind of there, effortless. You know, just oddball things that I didn't have to do anything. Wasn't watching what I was eating, none of that. Just, okay, here we go.
Yeah, listen, you want to lose it, you can send it over here. I can gain it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You're going to be 3,000 years old and still skinny as a rail, man.
I'm serious, you know. It's like, hey, you know, not a sickly kind of guy or anything like that. It's just that, like, hey, this is the family thing, I guess. I take after my mother, though, really.
You know how many people would love that, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, really. I mean, I can eat anything, and it's like, so what?
Did you ever have to work out? Like, were you ever into, you know, athletics and things like that? Or
yeah,
no,
but you see,
just lean?
All right, in one way or another, anywhere in my whole life, I never sat down. Never. Almost never. Right. I like to, and I haven't done it now for a while, but I like to go out on a boat, sit down, you know, plant myself in there for like 6 hours or something, do a little bit of fishing, a little bit of reading. I take a computer with me, and that, you know, you can get Wi-Fi all over the place anyway. So, you know, it's like, you know, this kind of thing, and I like to do once in a while. But that may be the only time you may see. I've been trying to, you can ask anybody. Yeah, I've been trying to sit down for the last 3 weeks.
I used to have that problem after I had my butt beat, but, you know.
I'm serious. I mean, it was like, hey, it just does not work. I mean, I can't. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's in the blood or something.
Yeah, you got all that energy, man. I think, you know, that's probably also, you know, what's interesting is I found that some of the people that are hyperactive, not that you're hyperactive, but you are high amped, that hyperactivity or intensified energy, at least for a good portion of people that I've connected with, are more sensitive. They are more aligned with their inner energies. So I'm curious as to, you know, is it the amplified energy that is just always strong more so than the average? Or is it, you know, something that it triggers something and it does resonate with a higher, lighter vibration? But I'm just curious because, you know, what you do, you're skinny too and extremely well-versed, but the same thing. A lot of other people are like that.
Down Under is telling me that I'm energized. Energized. Always on the move. Yeah, well, hey, listen. I mean, now you got to understand. I also get the same thing that I'm getting on this chat box net. I got from Italy the other day.
Which is?
That we have so many shows on here, so many guests on here. That particular person that sent me the email that must have listened to about 7 or 8 shows. And Excellent. They said, and he questioned, he said, are you sure they're all live? Because Your energy. When you're doing a show, all right, like we're talking right now, okay. You'll find me after 4 hours. If I do 4 shows in a row, you'll find me speaking just like I am right now, 4 hours from now.
Wow.
I don't crash till it's over.
I'm just going to sit back and watch, baby.
But I really, really think, though, I mean, for my own defense here, I mean, it's been too many years in the music business where when you get on stage, you beat the hell out of yourself. I don't care who they are, what band they are, what singer they are. It looks easy because you're in the audience. It's not as easy as it looks. It is if you've been doing it for a long, long time. Then somebody like me just goes up and just sings, and I don't care if there's 50,000 people there. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. But if you have that kind of how would you say it, mechanical energy in yourself to make you do what you're going to do, then there is absolutely nothing going to stop you. You know, it's just going to, I mean, I'm going to be, when I go, it's going to be like pulling a plug out of a wall.
Okay.
You know, it's going to be like, no, it's going to be like, boop, that's it, Bob's gone.
Tilt.
I'm serious.
Yeah, but so here's the thing, Bob. What do you think? Do you think maybe a little contributing factor is the power of the mass consciousness? You've been in front of people pretty much your whole life. So from stage to, the microphone, that amplified conscious, thousands of, in your case for the show, millions of people that are listening to it. Do you think that adds to some of the energy that you have, that you can just keep going?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be in the next dimension faster than everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's only because you have to. It's that way-shower thing. It's not always easy. You didn't say it's but if you're willing to hang on,
but you did. Yeah, but you did talk about this one time, and about having to do something. You have to do something. You're going to do it. You're going to do it because you have to do it, not because you want to do it. Because you have to do it. And there's a big difference. There's a big difference in between having to do it, which usually includes like 3 people in it, or having to do it. In other words, like you're not going to get pushed into the pool. You're going to jump.
Yes, sir. Right. I'm beating him to it.
I'm serious. I'm serious. When you were talking about dimensions, and even what John has on here and that about dimensions, many shows. Bob, I like you too, John. But anyway, yeah, he's all around with Bob. Needs some more chores to help him out. I need some more, yeah. Uh-huh.
I got some chores.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't make some allowance.
Sure. I can't. You know what? I tell you something. You talked about TV too, and what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to get there is some software out there somewhere, and that they can get us. In other words, right through Skype. You would be on Skype. I'd be on Skype, and it would look like we were both in the same room.
Kind of like we are now.
Yeah, exactly. But this way, everybody in the chat box could see it.
Ooh. They want to see faces?
Uh-huh. Yeah, faces too. It doesn't show our pajamas, but hey.
Yeah, I was just going to say, great. So now I got to put on clothes and a shirt. Hey, I'm comfy, man.
Yeah, well.
I love being able to make our own energy, with that soul recognition of comfort. I think that the more comfortable we become with ourselves, the more we put others at ease with that.
Yeah, so I mean,
like, okay,
serious. Too many. Everybody you see on TV and everything else, they're dressed up. They got all this makeup on and everything else. Hey, listen, you know what? We're talking to regular people. If regular people net see somebody that looks like a clown, are they going to believe him? Probably not. Or maybe short term. Or something. But when somebody comes, right, exactly. But when somebody comes right up to your face and goes, "Listen to me," right in your face, I mean, yeah. All of a sudden they're going to go, "What? What do you want me to listen to? Oh, can I do it now?" I mean, really, this is the. But it opens up a door, though. The door in the mind just goes open.
Well, and you're giving them the opportunity to open those doors and to look through it if they even choose to, man. That's the beauty of it. That's why, again, I really appreciate what you do is giving everyone an opportunity to effortlessly. You're not making them do anything. You're giving them other frequencies, literally, channels in that way to go, hey, here's something to think about. Here's this. It's just something that we all have. We all have the ability. We're all sharing, because it's kind of lonely. Sometimes you're like, God, is anyone else experiencing this? Because, this is feeling a little like, oh. But when you can get people like you and I going, hey, man, you know what? They're just as crazy as I am. And you know what? They actually are doing what they're saying they're doing, so they're not that crazy. So maybe I'm not that crazy, and so maybe my experience is a little more legitimate and real and validating. So then it becomes more of the self-acceptance of that reality. Because until it can be validated or pointed out in some way, you're in the back of your mind like, God, am I just making stuff up or what?
Yeah, they have a thing too on the chat box too, in it that says a bunch of people that are aware but not yet totally aware. Now you can add to this, and that I'm just going to put this out there. To be aware, okay, what you want to call in quotes aware, is when you in quotes know, not think. That's the difference between being aware and not aware. Not aware is I think. Aware is I know.
Beautifully put. Wow, I like that.
I did this very simple so that everybody out there gets it. Because when you know, then you don't even have to look it up. Because you know. It's in you. Boom. It's like glue.
Solid. Yep.
So that is the big difference in between being, kind of sort of aware and kind of sort of all aware,
Well, and by those day-to-day experiences, you shift from trying to make yourself aware to allowing yourself to become aware. The information comes to you. So now it's, hey, does that feel good? A little bit from here, a little bit from there, something, nothing, anything, great. That's what I'm saying for you is, Bob, you're giving them such a wide variety of aspects and informations that is beautiful. Again, I compare you to, coast to coast because there's a lot of versatility. And if you can give them, the nuts and bolts and then some of the outer fringes and some of the meat of it, and then it's like they're going to see the continuity, the connectedness of all of it, and instead of having to think it has to be one little piece at a time, they pull back to get the bigger picture of, hey, all those little pieces are creating the whole thing. Okay, and each one is valid. Just because I may not understand it doesn't mean it's invalidated. No, it's just you're not understanding it at the moment. But you will. Here's
one I got for you, Jamie. This is gonna be good. Good. We're gonna go into each other's minds.
Good.
Actually, you're in mine anyway, but
I love you, man.
That's a given. That's a given. When these 1,000-piece puzzles.
Yes, sir.
Okay. If you take a puzzle, okay, what do you do when you begin to put it together? Do you take the pieces out? Do you pick through the box and pick out the pieces and then start the puzzle? Or do you take the whole box, pour it on the floor, and then look for the pieces?
Now, are you asking me, or is that an overall...
I'm asking you.
Yeah. What I'll do is I tend to do an overall look at the box. Funny, but I'll go the pieces, and then I start to take out pieces at a time, like a handful, put them out there, see what pieces, and then I end up dumping a little bit more and more. So as I kind of bring it together, one piece will fit into another, which kind of gives me room.
See, now
do it.
Now here's the difference. All right, what you're doing is you're looking for small pieces of information, and you'll add the rest later.
Yeah.
Okay. Now what I'm doing is I take the whole box and I pour it on the floor. I have all the information I need. I just have to find what I want to use.
Perfect. I like that. Beautiful.
See, nobody ever thought of it that way. And that's that's how I have to work. I mean, that's just the way I am. I mean, it's like I want it all.
Yeah. Well, see, that's the point. When you got that casual, effective perspective, that's huge. I'm like, oh, God, that sounds good.
There you go. Well, you get a copy. No, you get a copy of the show anyway, so you can take it off the copy.
I love it. I think it's really nice because being able to give ourselves some tools and techniques, through our years through my whole life, and I'm sure yours as well, it's always been about self-discovery and trying to realize, who are we? Where do we fit in? And what is our role within this? Because I know everything is God, but, how has it become so amazing, and that I've gotten to be a part of that. And, the more I think that I've kind of worked within that, the more information has come to me, and connected with people like you and others that are like, okay, so I'm wanting that nourishment and knowledge, and now I'm connecting with people effortlessly, and especially on your show with the great listeners that, man, you guys aren't alone. You guys are right there with Bob and I. So you're not having to do all this by yourself.
No.
If you ever want to call in, man, I'll share everything and anything with you. Here's everything I do, and make it your own.
I have said it a dozen times. It's all over Facebook. I mean, I don't know how anybody could miss it because, forget about it. It's flying all over on Twitter, too. But, the idea of the thing is that when people call up, you're connecting dots. When you connect with Jamie, Jamie's giving you information. You're giving information to other people because he said it. You're telling that person. That person's going to tell you sometime or another that they told somebody else about what you told them. It's what I talked about the other day. If anybody was listening that was on the show and at the other day, every single thing that you do, every step you make, every single thought you have go through your mind, if you make pie out of it, if you put whatever the thought is, whatever the thing is, whatever the thought is, period, whatever it is, you put it to the second power every time you do it, you will be huge in a short time.
Wow. All right, I'm starting.
You're starting. See that?
I am.
I'm serious. Every single one of the things that we do, every single one of the shows that we do, and that we always try to make it not bigger, but more explicative. That's why a couple times now I have, even in the morning shows now, I got a couple of hours that are open that I can actually, people have questions that for me, I can go in there for an hour and I can answer anything they want. If they do, fine. If they don't, then I'm still talking, and I got a whole hell of a lot of listeners, and that just on me ranting.
Yeah, that's great.
So it was kind of crazy. So we're attracting people that want to learn, and that's the point of it.
You got it. And now getting into other avenues. Other people are loving your idea, Bob, as you know, as WBAD and other aspects, man. That's great. And this is just the beginning. You know that.
Oh, you were the one who told me there was guys with what's his dark glasses behind me. So
yeah. Okay. I'm like, really? Good.
Yeah. See, well, listen, talking about dimensions, all right? There's your matrix.
Yeah, right. But it's all these little day-to-day things in these capacities that are a reminder of that. Going, oh, do you get that one? It's right in front of you.
Sure.
But I'm thinking, wow, I like the puzzle piece thing too, though. I've got my awareness. No, I have the big picture already there, but I'm going to be a little more selective. I like that. Just go, boom, there you go.
I will guarantee you, you take that puzzle thing to one of your meetings, and you tell that to a bunch of people, and they will be off their chairs sitting on the floor. Because they'll be pointing at each other. But you do that, I'm serious.
Yeah.
It is absolutely true. This is character of every human that's on this planet. We all do things exactly the same way, but that's the easiest way that I can make it so that everybody understands.
Well, putting the pieces together, man.
Yeah. So, that works all the time.
Interesting, but in an odd way, did you or Diane maybe come across a piece of jewelry, maybe some ring that was misplaced or something that was just kind of sitting out there in some way?
Not me.
Okay, be kind of open because I'm like, ooh, that's interesting. It just dropped right into my mind. But like your dad is showing me a ring. So it doesn't have to be his ring, but that's why I'm like, there's just a reference there, though. So I just want to put it out there because there's something about a ring. Now, whether it's just, something offhanded, like there's a ring right there outside the door of the show, I don't have a clue what it is. But it's a ring energy, and as you were talking about that, you or Diane might literally come across it and go, oh, my God, I forgot about. And it'll be, like a ring that you haven't seen in quite a while or whatever the case is.
Hold on one second. While you're thinking about this, just if you still have a connection with him, he will nod at you. He will. If what I say is correct. He's pointing me in a direction.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
That's what he's doing. He's pointing me in a direction. He's telling me.
Do you understand?
What he's doing is he's telling me that there's something coming.
More so than you realize.
Right. It's not the ring. It's the ring is just a way of,
symbolic.
Yeah, symbolic. It's like throwing it out there.
You got it. The wholeness. Well, perfect. And apparently it needed to just be that way so that you can do it. And funny, but your dad does give a solid nod, like, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly. That's how I'm moving my big head.
Exactly. He was very protective.
But he's got a really good insight too. He feels like he's got a lot of street smarts as well. It's like, oh man, no, I hear what you're saying, man. I feel what you mean.
You remember
he's even better than you.
You remember the Depression?
Yeah, yes, sir.
He was one of the persons that was really selling apples on the corner.
Wow.
And pencils and let me see, shining shoes on the corner.
And there were people who thrived during those times.
Oh, yeah.
It became the mindset. What could we do? As, most of us in the mass consciousness, man, we're tanking it. What the heck? Oh, well. Others, like your dad, smart enough to go, well, then get creative. Go in between that. Everyone needs to eat. Everyone needs to communicate. Everyone needs to walk, usually in those capacities. So being smart enough to be versatile and adaptive enough to go, really? New time? Well, here's a new way. Great. Here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to drop this though on everybody that's listening on the thing. Now, did you see what we just did? I mean, we just connected with my father through Jamie, and we just talked about an error while we were doing it. That was part of the history of actually what was going on with the person, or what the person is made of. Every single one of you people out there has the same opportunity to learn the same things. That's why we use emails. That's why we use phones. That's why we use the chat box. Got a question? Put it in the chat box. Don't just sit there and go, gee, it really sounds really great. Get off your butt and do something. Write, for crying out loud. I mean, you can write to everything else on Facebook and everything else. Write in the chat box. Make a phone call.
But Bob, we talk about this all the time, and that is all of these technological advances through the TV, the web, the phone. All of these are only digital extensions of our true spiritual gifts. That universal oneness, the matrix, the unified field, which is the web, the call, the energy signature, those, unified cells, they've got your signal. They can drop right in. All these little things that are always so much a part of our lives, yet we see it more physically rather than metaphysically because it's a little more comfortable for us as humans to go, if I could touch it and feel it and see, then it's real. Otherwise, you start going with this, like we're doing with your dad and just effortlessly just there. People don't always feel as comfortable unless there's something that's a physical integration. Like, oh, you're getting it from this. It's the unseen thing that is a little fearful for people. What we don't understand, we tend to fear. Everything's a miracle until you understand it. Then it's like, oh, common sense, natural laws kind of thing.
I'm just typing right now on this thing. I would say yes. Okay.
Hey, so ladies and gentlemen, if you have had some interesting experiences like Bob and I'd love to hear from you. Please, it'd be nice. We like to know we're not alone too. There's a joke that just came up on the chat box that Bob's dad is telling everybody that you have to ring in. I love it. Yay, Dad.
Yeah.
Go, Papa. That's right, man.
Yeah. And it's the same thing in that they said this to another right in here, and that when you ask the universe answers.
Yes, sir. And can we hear the answer?
Well, you really don't want to know the answer. No, it's one of these crazy things. You know what? I tell you something. I've been asking the universe for something for a long, long time, and I don't know whether it's happening or not. But things seem to just change at the times you don't expect them to. The universe is funny. It's very fickle.
In a
sense, yeah. But you don't get something like if you want something now, don't say now. That gets you in trouble. But yeah, see, I always say now, so I mean, I'm a fool. So,
well, I think I'm right there with you then. So, what should you be doing?
No, yeah, if you're going to ask, and that you should suggest, you shouldn't ask.
Oh, so the moment you ask for something, you're telling the universe it's not there.
No, you can ask, but you can't say, as I said, it can't be assertive like now. I need it now, because then they turn around and they say, are you worthy?
Okay, so you're okay. The divine timing aspect.
Yeah,
all right,
exactly.
Jesus, why is it come taken and But I've also learned, like, sometimes I equate that our dreams and aspirations are that they sometimes will take longer in gestation to manifest more effectively. Meaning, the oak tree does not grow in the same time that the flower does. They both will attain their end results, but one takes a little longer to manifest the fullness of that end result. And those seeds, no matter what you're planting, those seeds will grow. Whatever that seed is that you plant, you're going to get it. Meaning, if it's an oak tree, you will get an oak tree. You're not going to get a lemon tree. You're not going to get an orange tree. It will be unified exactly and precisely. That's why it's like, ask for what you want, give a little bit of specifics, and then get out of the way. And what I mean by that is some people are going, I want time off, and boom, you got it. 3 months in the hospital going, I didn't ask for that. Well, you didn't specify it either. You just said time off. There is no good and bad to the universe. It's a very relative term. My thing is, I'm like, I want time off with happiness, health, love, abundance, and fun. There we go. And then I'm like, okay, whatever's supposed to be will be. There we go. Because otherwise I was like, shoot, that's not turning out the way that I asked for.
No,
but
man.
As I got a little bit more specific, I relaxed into it, going, here's my blueprint, my mold, my Jello mold, and then I just get out of the way and let the universe fill it in.
That's like a Chinese menu.
Yeah, and I got chopsticks too.
Pick from column A, take one from column B.
That's food for the soul, baby. We're going Chinese tonight.
Stella's also telling me, like God, grant me, like God, grant me patience right now.
Here's the thing. Do you really want that? If you're going to say, grant me patience, do you think he's going to give you patience, or will he give you circumstances to realize that patience? There's a difference.
Or does he make you realize that you have it already, you just haven't used it yet?
Exactly. Right. That's the point.
Yeah.
But I was like, there's so much to that. And it's all these little nuances, these little ways of approaching it that can sometimes make a really big difference. Yes, of course, you got to ask and then get out of the way and let that divine timing happen, and it'll manifest synchronistically and all that. But you can also help it along with our awareness as to more of a fullness of the bigger picture. The more clear you can get it, the more effortless it comes into. Otherwise, it's kind of like if you're looking at a river going, okay, whatever's supposed to be, and fill in, wait, I don't know, whatever's down there. I don't know. So,
whatever.
It's like, just give them some channels to flow into. There you go. And it's effortless.
That'll work for me. What I was also going to say was, to everybody that's out there, not only will Jamie be back next Monday at 8 o'clock, he will also be here on Tuesday at high noon in Bob Charles Corral. And he will also be
ride him cowboy, sir.
Yep. And he will also be here on the 25th, which is the next so you're actually going to be able to hear him 2 days in a row, and those two shows, both shows, are going to be in those archives by Wednesday. So if you really, really, really want to learn things, Ned, about yourself, about other things, about what we're talking about things that you can talk about to someone else about, it's there.
And please write in Bob. Let him know what some topics are that you would like. I've got a whole bunch of things. We've already gotten you into the connection with your guide, into the connection with your pyramid and all that good stuff. I'd love to be able to get you connected to your loved ones, to your spiritual room and your intuitive gifts. If there's anything that you would like, let's get a consensus here. I want between Bob and I to give you some tools and techniques. Let's empower you to have an amazing life, even more so than it is.
And you had a continuance on something you were speaking to last week.
Jesus, I don't know. I'm like, every moment's a new moment. I don't remember.
Don't worry. I'll find out. It's probably one of the 10 things that we have to do to.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting things put together. I'd like to start doing a few other of those videos in a way to give people more tools and techniques. But I want to do it through you. I don't want to do it through your show, Bob.
Oh, okay.
So let's get it cranked up, man. We'll do it.
Yeah. We will have a good time. Well, thank you very much for being on the show, as always.
Always great, Bob.
And it's always an honor having you on the show. And believe me, these people, I don't see the emails right now. Tomorrow, oh, yeah. And Tara's already saying a wonderful show, Bob and Jamie.
Hey, Bob. You got it. Thanks, Tara.
Hey, Jamie. He's the man. So thank you very much.
Talk to you.
And as we always say, it's that time. Hey, you know, Jamie is here for one reason. For everyone to call in, ask him questions, let him think. Let you think. It's our world. Let's start taking care of it. It's time to think for yourself. Open your heart to reality and to all the misinformation you hear. Just say no. Time as we know it is changing. And of course, we, as humans on this planet, have to change with time. So, tell me about it. Tell me your questions. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your feelings. Send them in an email to bobcharlesshow@live.com or Pyramid One Network @live.com. A very special thank you to the networks that make this international show possible all over the map. There is Knock Hard Radio, New York's best in New York City. Bandit Radio FM, the best in the West. Mix Network, mixing world energy all over the planet. And where we're going to be tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, WBAD.net in Washington, D.C. And also listen to that show, and then on Sunday, the Tom and Susie Show on Today Live from 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. on Sundays. Monday through Thursday, listen to the Bob Charles International Show just by clicking on Pyramid One Network. And who powers this show? Kinetic Hi-Fi Radio, the number one informative, educative community station heard global in over 107 countries and South Carolina. God bless y'all. Bob Charles, out!
KineticHiFi.com, Charleston's local radio.
Turn it up.